Good morning. It's me, Pearl, from Pearl and the Prayers. And this is Tuned in Tarot. And we are here to take a look at the balance between the divine masculine and divine feminine sides of self, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us in our interactions with others, in our external environment. And if we want to see changes, we have to make changes within, shifting the energy, flowing with the energy, so that we can attract the things that we desire and not see as much of the things we do not desire appearing relentlessly in our lives. This spread, Good Morning Sunshine, I feel the mood today. I feel it. This spread is the release and rebuild spread. This is a special one. I feel like one of the most healing. I feel obstacles are moved, and release and rebuild Wednesdays and Fridays are really productive for the twins who do their homework. So thanks for being here and joining me. And let's get started. We are going to start off with the theme. So this will be the theme. What is in the highest good of all involved in this case? For all involved. Because we come here for the readings, we typically have some kind of a motive. We want physical union, reunion, we want a better career, or there's something that the ego desires that brings us here. And I like to hone in and say, well, your ego might want one thing, but what does spirit really want you to gain from the messages you're going to receive? And today, what you want to think about after you step away from this reading has to do with this Princess of Swords energy or Page of Swords energy. Now, what's interesting is there are two versions of the pages in the Thoth Tarot, Prince or Princess. So I know that this is a feminine energy that we're looking at, and it's for both of the twins to consider the feminine Page of Swords energy. For me, that would be more about the feminine side of self, being curious, being brave, being stepping up to go into battle, even though you're uncertain of how to do it, and gaining knowledge, gaining information. So the twins would benefit from the messages from this reading if it would give them this courage in the feminine side of the self. So we might be seeing themes where the feminine needs to step up more, something like that, in her life or whatever. And then for the masculine, that's balancing that energy, may need to let the feminine take the lead. And I would guess probably not be observing or watching her, but actually communicating. Something about that may be coming up today. But let's see. That's just my initial feeling based on the energy from that card. All right, we start with feminine side of self. The way this works is when you come here, you may consider yourself more strongly feminine or masculine energy. This isn't gender, so it really doesn't matter what your gender is, and it doesn't matter what gender or biology you are attracted to or here to think about. It doesn't matter. Every single person is a mixture of feminine and masculine energy. So your person that you're focused on and you have a flow, a balance and flow of energy. The feminine energy that you are tuned into and the masculine energy, whichever side of self you resonate more strongly with and associate your person with that opposite, perhaps, that energy will still speak to you through both sides, because your person is a balance of both. And you have to kind of figure out where you fit in that puzzle, how the masculine energy applies to your life and how the feminine energy applies to your life too. Okay. So for this side, we're going to start with the release process. We use a spread I designed called the Empress Spread. The Empress Spread, and we also have the masculine side, the Emperor Spread. But we're starting with the Empress, and we're looking at the general energy that she's in right now, surrounding whatever it is that needs to be released. That's the first position. In the head space today, we're using the Star Spinner Tarot, and in the heart space, we are using the Tarot of the Divine. So in her headspace, we see the King of Pentacles upright. In their heart space, we see the Ace of Swords upright. For a Page of Swords who needs to wield the Ace of Swords, it's nice to see it already here. She can pick it right up. It's already there. And it's in the general energy surrounding the situation. So what we're seeing is divine feminine forming new ideas about masculine energy, worth energy. I see a lot of levels here. This is in the self, the masculine worth energy of the self, and making the association that you must think of yourself in this energy. That's the first thing that's coming through. The second thing that's coming through is there are new ideas about a specific person. So the person who you associate with your twin, you're having clarity, you're having new ideas, you're having realizations about this twin. Or there is a new person in the mix, a new specific person that is not the twin for some because of the hidden assistance and the in the bottom of the deck. That may be true for some. So remember, this is a collective reading. If you want personal readings, please go to pearlsprayers.com and click on the link for Tuned In Tarot. And you can see all the different types of readings that you can book there on that site. And also you can find all my social media, etc. So in the collective, I feel there's a few different energies flowing. And within one person, all of those things can be embodied as well. So that's the general energy we're starting out with. Now, it looks like there are good new ideas. We're not seeing a darkness or a shadow coming from the King of Pentacles. The rabbit is making me feel like there might be more than one king right now for this feminine. So that's another thing that's cluing me into that. But there is love. There is a solid foundation. There's growth and expansion coming from the energy here. So either we're seeing our twin in a new light or we're seeing someone else in a new light. This is the general energy surrounding what we need to release in order to move on, okay? The hidden assistance, incredible, incredible. In the headspace, we have the Knight of Swords upright, and it's a feminine energy. And in the heart space, why I said there may be another king, there's the Three of Cups. So there could be a third party that has entered the mix. But the Three of Cups is also about reunions and celebrations. So it could also be about the union of the twins. And this could be about the swift moving energy or the truth that's coming, like there's truth coming. Can be about the feminine being very honest with herself. But right now, this is helping her. So if she's experiencing another King of Pentacles right now that is not the masculine, divine masculine twin that she's focused on, then it's helping her right now with coming into union. This could also be her trying to seek clarity about who her twin is or her match or her soulmate also. That can be hidden assistance because she looks very discerning in that image. All right, so what past experience do I need to release? Here's the King of Swords in shadow here in reverse, and the High Priestess upright. So this is the Twin Flame card. That's one thing. This is the what is it? I can't think of her name right now, but she writes the Arabian Nights, Shahrazad. And she's reading from the stories right now to keep herself alive. That's the whole tale, right? She tells these fantastic tales to save her life. And this divine masculine energy in shadow, this is the icy, cold, aloof, and emotionally detached sort of energy. And what's interesting is High Priestess can also have that type of energy. High Priestess can be holier than thou. She can be very detached. Now, she's tuned into the emotions as a guidance system, but she's not really a feeler of emotions, right? That's the Empress. The Empress has that Queen of Cups energy within her, and she's more of in that feeling place. The High Priestess, not so much. So what's really interesting is that Divine Feminine is thinking, oh, I have to release this person who's icy cold and aloof. But what I think has to be released is emotional detachment. Okay? Now this could have a couple of layers. Divine Feminine may have emotionally detached from her twin in order to move on. This emotional detachment now has put her in a position where if she wants to come into a union, she must tune back into her emotions. If she wants to come into union with the twin, she must rekindle emotions for the twin. This is why I think this theme is curiosity, is figuring something out, is bravely looking at something and trying to determine. So if she's emotionally detached from the twin and she wants to be in union, she must rekindle the emotions. If she's emotionally detached from all unions because of her focus on the twin, she must release this twin who does not communicate at all and trust her intuition to lead her to her true match. So she's got to tune into her emotions regardless of where she sits on the scale. But she might be not doing it because she might be afraid that if she goes back into her emotions, she will end up cycling through the patterns she had in the past. What can I do right now to soothe myself? The Six of Pentacles and the Three of Swords in reverse. Wow. So, Divine Feminine needs to focus on reciprocation. What this means is, if in the case of do I focus on this new energy that's entering my life, or do I focus on the old energy, the wounds that I received in the past? The way to determine if Divine Feminine's wounds are healed, which the Three of Swords in reverse is when the swords are being pulled out, then she will see reciprocation. The reciprocation is what should soothe her. It should soothe her into the knowledge of this is the right choice for me. Okay. If the twin is ready to reciprocate, then she will see the reflection of her own energy coming back to her. If the other person is ready and she's seeing that, then that's her answer right now. To be at peace is just Divine Feminine. If you can release the fixation on the trappings of the Divine Masculine, what the Divine Masculine is wearing, okay, what his skin suit looks like, you can receive the reciprocation that you're after. Okay. So you can measure, do I go this way or that way, by the level of reciprocation, which is actually a pretty easy thing to test, I'm discovering. Okay. What can I expect to encounter as I make space for new energy? Wow. Page of Swords, which we started out this whole reading from, but now we're seeing a masculine page matching that princess energy here. A lot of swords, but in like positive new ways, and the Page of Wands. So what can I do if I make space for new energy? New love, new ideas, new inspiration, rekindling the spark, rekindling the emotion. Exactly what I'm saying. Go in the direction of your healing. If you're healing, then your reciprocation is so clear. It is so obvious. It is almost shocking. If you're still wounded, then you will be feeling yourself not receiving what you are putting into it. And you have to be brave. You have to embrace this truth in your heart space right now. Whatever clarity you have about your person, whatever clarity that is, you have to be brave. You have to look at it and say, this is what I want or don't want. This is what I will accept. I will not accept. And once you have that clarity and you're really honest with yourself, you have to go in the new direction, which probably means it doesn't look anything like where you were before. So new ideas, new fresh behaviors, inspiration, that's what's going to come to you as you release that emotional detachment you've had for either your person or allowing yourself to be interested in any other energy. What behaviors have gotten in my way? The Lovers in reverse and the Three of Coins. And what's really interesting is this is a deck that has multiple versions of the Lovers card. And this one presents two masculine energies. And it gives me a twinny kind of a feeling. And there's a Three of Pentacles, which is about, it can be about teamwork, collaboration, partnership, the 3D, the material and work. But coming out with this, there's two masculine energies here. And there's this 3 thing coming up. And I feel being attached to the twin union happening in 3D and not contemplating any other energy has actually gotten in your way in the past. There's also the potential that having multiple partners, if you are a person that has had a lot of third-party energy around you, that can be getting in your way as well. What can I do now to avoid this? Knight of Coins, upright, and the Fool in reverse. This can be, the Knight of Coins is about being methodical, going slowly, going steadily. And the Fool in reverse is about being cautious. So if there's new energy entering, just go slowly. Just take it slowly, okay? If you're in the situation where you're deciding to rekindle the emotions for the twin, then you need to be patient with the slow and steady progress. And this can be about not starting something new while you wait for the arrival of the twin. Not happening, just so my twin knows. Not on that level. Nope. Because the reciprocity card for me is so clear right now that I could, if I made that choice, if I made this choice for myself, And I really want you to do this right now because you need to be extremely honest with yourself. This would be the worst possible choice that I could make for myself, ever. Ever. I know that deeply, intuitively. To wait and not start something new because I was afraid that it would stop my person from coming to me. No. You know what I would be stopping if I did that? Reciprocity. Because that's what I'm receiving right now. Text for text, invite for invite, hug for hug. Interest reflecting interest. So for me personally, to just take this message and be like, oh, I shouldn't start something new. I should wait for my twin. That would be if I decided that my relationship with my twin was going to be worth the wait. It's very possible that it is, but I don't have any idea. It would be me basing that on a future projection because I've never had a present experience. And I no longer make choices about future potential. I live in the moment as much as I can. So I think for a lot of us, this message is go slowly and cautiously towards a new beginning, because all of the cards here are page energy. New. Do something different. Shake it up. And then what is growing within me or this connection as I move on? We are getting the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, and I can't even believe the meaning. And the 5 of Cups. Okay. There's a couple different layers here. Number 1, your fixation on the material and like focusing on your, just like your work, life, etc., in order to avoid being sad, that's not going to be a thing anymore. You're embracing the 2 cups that are behind you. These cups may have been spilled from the past, waiting for this masculine who's taken his sweet time to do whatever he's planning to do. No clue. You're not going to break your heart over that anymore. Look at how in this image there's a hand reaching out of the water, grabbing her hair, pulling her back down into that quagmire. No. You're releasing this person who controlled the timeline. And you're moving on. Okay. Let's now go over to the Divine Masculine side. This is the rebuilding side. So the feminine side, that's where the feminine is. Now, remember, if your person is a masculine energy, dominant masculine energy in your mind, and you just got that perspective as a feminine energy and you're like thinking about your options, whatever, remember that your twin is contemplating the same thing, but you're not the old energy. You're the twin energy. You're the one that they are going towards. Because in your dynamic, in the masculine's dynamic, there are 2 masculines, right? That need to be, he needs to step up to be one of those masculines that steps up. So his old life, whatever he's leaving behind, the third party energy that he's leaving behind, which remember doesn't have to necessarily be a partner. It could be his career, his reputation, right? Not necessarily another partner. So Go back and watch that section if you were only thinking about it from your own perspective, and think about how that might apply to your masculine and that your twin that you're focused on in terms of coming back to you. 8:44 on the clock. Okay, so the general energy surrounding what divine masculine is wanting to rebuild. So he wants to rebuild, not surprisingly, this is the Daughter of Wands or the Page of Wands, which we already saw for divine feminine would be what she was making room for, right? The rebuilding of this, a rekindling, a spark again. And the Death card in reverse. So transforming the old into something new, which we're seeing is literally the theme. Looking at things differently, seeing things differently. Okay. Like, for instance, how could I consider my twin? How would I ever consider my person I consider my twin again? Only if they gave me a reflection of what I am receiving right now. Text for text, invite for invite, right? Getting to know me. You might have known me for 13 years, but I don't know you, right? So you'd have to start fresh. And this is what the masculine knows. He's got to start over. He's got to start all over now. Okay. In the situation where you have had a person that you're realizing was a karmic and you release that karmic, for the soulmate, the twin to come in, the one that you're awakening to now, you would need to start fresh with someone else, right? That energy is here present for the masculine energy inside of self. Imagine, so I thought about this the other day and I was like, oh my God, what if the person that I've been focused on is my false twin, okay? And someone else is actually my twin. Would that mean that I would have to like go into separation a bunch of times if I met them now? And I was like, ew, I would never want that to happen. But I thought about it and I really believe that it's this. First of all, we always talk about the twin flame dynamic as over many lives. So going in and out of separation isn't something that just happens in this lifetime. And I do believe it's possible to have a lifetime where you just come into union. So there is that as well. Just something I was thinking about the other day. If you start fresh with someone new and it's a twin, do you have to go through all the drama? You might have already done that. This might be the time where you've healed enough that you come together. The other thing is that the twin, the person that is your twin, you don't end up with them. Not always. But they helped you to be able to call in a person who is a perfect match for you two. So all those things should be in your mind. But the masculine energy wants to get the feminine to focus on him again, communicate with him again, however small, and just rebuild and start to get to know each other again. Fresh start kind of an energy. His hidden assistance, fucking fascinating. Divine feminine's hidden assistance was the Knight of Swords and the Three of Cups, and the divine masculine's assistance is the Knight of Swords and the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So for the feminine, dating, partying, having a good time, friendships, celebrating, potentially seeing other people, this is what's helping her. For the masculine, no longer focusing entirely on his work, actually unblocking the things that were preventing him from grounding into the 3D and being very honest with himself and moving swiftly into action to do this. That's his hidden assistance. Fascinating. Okay. Then, what past experience challenges me in the rebuilding process? The Seven of Swords in reverse and the Six of Wands. And in this Six of Wands, which is supposed to be a card about victory, we see a feminine on her own in a boat alone. And so it's a solo victory. And she's in a boat leaving. And she's leaving because Divine Masculine honestly began unmasking. He began revealing himself. And as he was revealing himself, he was revealing the inadequacies, insecurities that he felt. And those things made it difficult for him to feel like he could get away with tricking her anymore into thinking that he was really going to be able to follow through when he clearly wasn't at that time. And Divine Feminine, understanding this, left the Five of Wands energy of impasse and struggle and moved to the next level, the Six of Wands, moving on to a brighter day, away from the darkness that Divine Masculine was keeping her hidden in. What can I do right now to build my confidence? Oh my God. The union in this spread is fucking astonishing. I think I've only had like 2 cards that didn't already come out. The Five of Cups and the Ace of Swords. And this was what Divine Feminine was holding space for as she moves on, right? This optimism. And the Ace of Swords was in her heart space as well. Here we see Divine Masculine. What will help build his confidence right now is if he gets a new perspective, a new outlook, new ideas, more and just is more optimistic about the future, sees the future brightly. Like for my person who would be my twin, like I'm sure right now there's a lot of pessimism that could easily overtake him. But I'm only getting to know someone new. All he would need to do is take a number, get in line, take me out, get to know me. There really is no obstacle. And that's the hidden assistance to the masculine. There's nothing blocking him from taking the sword in that page energy and just going ahead and communicating, even if he's afraid of what I'm going to say or do. So he just needs to be optimistic. It's like, if you really believe in this union, you believe in the connection, then there's not going to be anything that can prevent it from happening. It's truly protected. So go for it, right? Just go for it. Just have a new idea about your ability to be able to look at the bright side of things. What possible future challenges could arise? The Justice card in reverse and the Moon. Secrets about legal issues. Literally, it could be difficulty getting out of contracts, difficulty truly learning karmic lessons, being imbalanced again, hiding and being secretive. Divine Feminine having another karmic partner. That could be a challenge for the masculine. Because he waited so long, the feminine has moved on and she is contemplating other energy and entertaining other energy. And so there could be now a third party that Divine Feminine is learning lessons with, and it could be competition for the masculine. Or it could cause delays in their ability to move on because that boat there is empty. Remember, Divine Masculine's hidden assistance is that he's wanting to move swiftly before this happens. What behaviors have gotten in my way? 5 of Pentacles in the headspace. By the way, I'm using the Wild Unknown Tarot and the Prisma Visions Tarot in the heart space. And the 3 of Pentacles in reverse, which is the hidden assistance. But this is not working and collaborating with the feminine energy. This is believing in a lack of love or affection, that she wouldn't work with you. This is feeling lack in general, feeling like the work or career that you are doing wasn't generating enough income for you to be able to, so fucking frustrating to me, for you to be able to have love in your life. You didn't have enough material prosperity to feel confident about providing, etc. So that's gotten in your way. That's destabilized you. So thinking about yourself and feeling like your work, like what you're trying to do to get this into the 3D doesn't work. That has destabilized you. What can I do now to avoid this and stabilize? Wow. 8 of Cups in reverse and the Page of Cups in reverse. Stop resisting walking away from the toxic behaviors. There's nothing left to salvage. This is one of the only 8 of Cups I've ever seen that has nothing left to salvage. In the other 8 of Cups, we see there's cups that are whole. And so you can understand. You can be like, okay, well, he doesn't want to leave that because there's some good things there that he'd have to leave behind. This is purely toxic. Whatever situations he's been in his own third party energy, not necessarily with karmic partners, but with like karmic lessons learned through rigid belief systems or career or whatever. The toxicity of always feeling blocked as well, of just like a woe is me kind of thing. And then Page of Cups in reverse is 100% being emotionally underdeveloped, being unwilling to apologize for how toxic you have been, how the obstacle in the union was you and your emotional underdevelopment. Admitting that and taking the accountability for that is very difficult for this energy. They fear they will not be understood or they will be dismissed. And they already feel childish. So to admit the childishness is very, very difficult. What future prospects do I have to look forward to once I rebuild and stabilize? We've got the Mother of Wands in reverse and the 8 of Cups again in reverse. Now, in this 8 of Cups, we see an individual who is walking through this swirling fog. In this, they are not walking away from cups. They're actually using the cups as a staff to guide them through this confusion. Very interesting. Coming out with the similar coloring of this Mother of Wands card. Now, the Mother of Wands is the divine feminine in her spiritual state. This is usually a witch energy, somebody who's, does divination and spiritual things, healer, expert communicator, passionate visionary. And when angered, wrathful, jealous, overprotective energy that can come from this. So what divine masculine has to look forward to is that these aspects of the feminine that he has carried within him. Divine masculine has this distorted feminine energy within himself too. We're seeing him trying to escape it. It's the same energy that's coming from that card. And he's using the feelings and emotions that he has built up to help him figure out how to navigate the feminine's anger, so that so that he will not have to walk away from her, and so that she will not walk away from him. Wow, this is a draining reading today. All right, let's go into the oracles now for the feminine. The first thing we're going to do is take a look at sacred sexual union. What does divine feminine need to release in order to come into sacred sexual union, and what will help her? She needs to release this tower energy. So this image from the Slutist tarot just shows an empty bed. There's no one in it. There's no one in this room. For me, this is not engaging in sacred sexual energy ever before, or maybe having had some kind of a shadowy, dark, and traumatic sexual experience from the past that needs to be released. What will help divine feminine is this energy, the Two of Coins. Now, for me, this is about having choices, right? Having a decision. You make the decision to enter into sacred sexual energy. You make the decision to release the trauma from your past. And you balance your emotions and your desire and your head space. You're kind of juggling that to get to a comfortable place where you can allow this sexual energy to come in. I think divine feminine is juggling between two energies in her headspace right now. And because she's thinking, do I go this way or that way? She's not going anyway. And she should, at this point, choose. And we see a star here, and the feminine is protected, right? Within this pentacle. It's like choosing herself, choosing to meet her needs, to have sacred sexual union, which you can have with any healed energy. It doesn't just have to be with the twin. Divine feminine, you're in the shadow attributes right now of the networker. This is conveying information only for personal gain. So you might have locked down your social media and you're only allowing little things out. You don't want the masculine energy to get hurt or honestly be watching you in general. So you're just kind of like cutting back on what you're sharing, or you're really hyper controlling of that information. You could also just be not communicating with your masculine, no longer sending any messages or communicating in any way. You're being told to come into the light, which is enhancing unity through the sharing of information and engendering social awareness and empathy. Now, divine feminine, have some empathy, because a few months ago, you were in the position the masculine is in right now and not knowing what was going on. Now, not everyone in the feminine collective is contemplating other energy, but most everyone in the feminine collective has gone through a release of the twin recently or facing that decision. And so they have pulled back and they are not in communication. So that should be resonating with quite a few people in the collective. And you're wanting to heal that energy with the twins. So sharing information, communicating, explain to your twin the situation. Like, I love you. I will always love you. I am open to you. I would love to hear from you and find out if we could make this work. And in the meantime, I'm seeing other people because I don't know where you are. You're in the light attributes of the athlete energy, which is a dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, and the development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. So your sense of entitlement is gone, and you really are just you're dedicating yourself. You're doing, like, if you're in your career, you're doing the work that you need to do. In your spiritual life, you're doing the work that you need to do. Christ is here with this miraculous energy, this miraculous healing energy. And there's, an interesting magician pose going on in this card that I've never really considered that strongly before. But knowing that Christ co-created with God in the Trinity, and there's a feeling here of co-creating with Christ, allowing this miraculous healing energy to take place between you and the twin, and believing in miracles, believing that that can happen. Expect powerful change, Divine Feminine, with these new ideas about the self, with this enlightenment you're gaining, with this desire to just, really live and be in the moment and seek new experiences. You will create powerful change within this dynamic. Keepers of the earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. So this is something that is being guided through your genetic line at this point. There are others who are invested in your experiences and in your union, and they are protecting it. You're getting cow spirit. It says, the miracles are endless. It's so funny. I'm so detached from my twin. Like, when I listen to these readings, I'm like, that's nice. That's nice. Can't even explain to you. It's so weird. You are at a beautiful point in your life today. Oh no, protection message. Cow spirit asks you to pay attention to how you nourish your mind, body, and spirit. Because right now you are wobbling around like a newborn calf on its unsteady legs. Perhaps you've been spending too much time distracting yourself on the internet, or obsessing over a relationship, or choosing to eat food that is not healthy. Whatever it is, you're being nudged to assess how you are looking after your needs. Remember, the universe has a way of reflecting back to you events and conditions that match how you treat yourself. Cow Spirit reminds you that the universe wants to give you the very best, but needs you to do your part and to participate and nourish your well-being. Heed her message and everything will shift in your favor. Very interesting. So for some of the collective, including myself, there could be this message here that this focus on another energy, which is allowing you to receive the reciprocity that was missing from your twin. You might be slipping into a pattern where you're just distracting yourself with this from your true desires, from what will truly nourish you. So just be aware of that potential. And then we're getting reflection. Be wary of things you believe to see with eyes wide shut, for they are mirrors of the mad, and truths only spoken with a bleeding tongue. Interesting. This is from the Witches, the Season of the Witch Samhain Oracle. And I really liked it for Halloween, but I decided I would keep reading from it because it's pretty cool. And it is the 32 card. It says, reflection shows you the person you've become, for better or for worse. It shows the parts of yourself you wish you could hide and the parts that are to your liking. Your reflection has no desire to hide your truth. You are being guided to acknowledge who you are at this time. Looking to the future is great, and so is setting goals. But how can you make a plan for where you're going if you haven't come to terms with where you are now? It can be challenging to stand in the truth of who you are today. No one wants to say, I'm overweight, or I'm in debt, or I'm sabotaging my goals. However, pretending these circumstances do not exist is like hiding under a sheet of paper in a rainstorm. It will protect you for a few moments, but eventually the water will soak through and you will be forced to face your reality, or in this case, your reflection. I'm going to strike the overweight comment. How about I'm obsessing over twin flame readings, okay? Because I feel like the overweight comment is coming from an unhealthy sort of a fat phobic place. So please take that. I'm going to literally strike it out of this book. Because there is being overweight is not something that you need to, like, I don't know. That's for another day, but strike that, please. It will protect you for a few moments, but eventually the water will soak through and you will be forced to face your reality, or in this case, your reflection. Reflection has come into your reading to ask you to be honest with yourself. Stop hiding from the situation you are facing. You must use where you are as a starting place for any real change to occur. Okay? And remember that expect powerful change, and the fact that you're getting all of these swords, that you're forced to look at this moment right now, where I was forced to look at my current situation. The thing that soothes me right now is me thinking to myself, you know, if I have doubts, like maybe I'm supposed to be focused on the person that I think is my twin, like, and maybe this isn't a good idea for me. And then I would think, no, that is not how you measure reality. You don't measure reality by what will happen to you in the future. You measure it by right now. Right now, you are receiving what you desire. To turn that down or not continue to explore that would be a crime. That would be what you have always done in the past. And you need to do something new. But you have to be really aware of what's going on right now in this moment to make a decision like that. So really reflect upon your dynamic with your person. Wow, this just came out I just did a personal reading, and this Epsilon modulation card came out, and it is about going very slowly, taking your time, being patient. And it's beautiful because right now, I used to always have this message coming out, and in my ego, I would be interpreting this as waiting. But this is not about waiting, remember? This is about going cautiously forward towards something new and just being very patient with its development, even if that is a new way to relate to your twin. Oh my God. Your theme is the Knight of Pentacles. So Divine Feminine, you're doing everything right now. Don't change a thing, but keep plodding forward methodically and slowly. So if you're considering other energy, or if you're getting to know other energy, just keep doing that. Just keep going slowly and steadily. What you have is solid and reliable, whether that is your twin showing up to reunite with you, or this new energy that you are going towards. All right, let's go ahead now and look at the Divine Masculine oracles. All right, so Divine Masculine, this is what you need to release in order to come into sacred sexual union. It is very interesting. We have the 7 of Coins. This is about planting seeds and harvesting them, but it is about being extremely patient. And what's really interesting is there are 2 feminines here. So what I'm seeing is you need to release taking your time, which you've been doing because you might not necessarily be engaging, because this isn't like a 7 of Cups energy where these are your other options. It's simply you are like allowing this other feminine energy to just be around you and using that presence of the feminine around you as a replacement for what you truly want to harvest. In order to release this and rebuild, there must be justice. So you need to learn these lessons about these karmic interactions if you're having sexual union, although I don't get a sense that either twin is engaging in sexual union much at the moment or recently, but if you have in the past, it is understanding that those interactions were you were simply biding your time for a true balanced sacred connection, right? This is even like the bride imagery here. So what will help you release is honestly to just come into that union with the feminine and to do justice to yourself and give yourself the one that you truly desire. You are in the shadow attributes right now of the damsel. You are waiting for a knight to provide for you, and you are seduced by romantic illusions. So honestly, I think divine masculine, you're being in, like, right now, you're interpreting the feminine's behavior almost the way the feminine interpreted your behavior before. It's like, oh, like, I need her to rescue me. It's like, instead of you being the knight, you want divine feminine to rescue you by making you feel secure again, by reflecting back to you what you were getting before. But what you were getting before was only a reflection. It wasn't a real tangible thing. It was just navel gazing to a certain extent. So you need to understand the nature of healthy romance and rely on yourself. St. Padre Pio is here to assist you with this healing that you are going through. And this is the Ace of Cups energy here, where this cup is being filled by the divine. And so you're needing to take care of yourself right now, and allow this healing to take place. And then this is very profound to me. This is a time to give rather than to take, masculine. You're waiting for the feminine to save you, and there is no room for that in this equation anymore. It's a sad day if that's your state, sir. Emphasis here, bring love into the situation. The only thing that is missing here, divine masculine, your past behavior, this lack, this is what challenged you, what destabilized you. Not giving feminine love, squandering it, and instead focusing on your career, money, your reputation, the material. You need to bring love into the situation to get things back where you want them to be. If you want to rekindle a spark with someone, then I said it yesterday, give me a reason to love you, buddy. Deep replenishment, retreat, rest, and be held. So this is the feminine energy. She's retreated, and you need to just pretty much rest and be held during this time, because you, without the impetus to go forward towards the feminine, if you maintain this state where you're just healing and retreating, you will miss that opportunity. We are getting vulture spirit. Nothing is wasted in reverse. So we're getting the protection message for you, divine masculine. And it says he wants us back in the Four of Cups energy from the zombie tarot. Oh yeah, I see that. I love the zombie tarot. And you're right, he does want us back in that energy. That's absolutely real. I'm just seeing that image in my head right now. Divine Masculine, do you wish you could run away from the past or deny your mistakes? What the hell the fuck? Literally, that's what this was. In order to stabilize, he has to take responsibility and accountability for the childishness. Like, I can't make it up. My compassion is so dwindling. Not so fast, says Vulture Spirit. You have gained something valuable from the experience. Let your grief or anger move through you, and soon your emotions will transform, for you will come to see that you have learned and grown. The alchemy of transformation is a gift from Spirit, so never disown what embarrassed, disappointed, or shamed you. It will soon be a source of great wisdom and strength as you work with the magic that allows miracles to be created out of sadness and beauty to arise from ugliness. Vulture Spirit wants you to know that you embody beauty, and the alchemical transformation of the past is happening already. Hang in there. You are so loved, and so much beauty is waiting to come out of all of this. This was the message that Divine Masculine said to the feminine yesterday in the Tell Me Everything spread. If you missed it, go check it out. Can't make that up. And I said yesterday, physician, heal thyself. Universe was like, damn straight. Okay. Divine Masculine, you are getting the divination card. Take a breath, and you got retreat, rest, and be held. Take a breath, take it twice. Insightful reflections are guided by light. So let's get your message from this oracle. 14. Cards, tea leaves, coffee, clouds, candlelight, flowers. There are dozens of ways to embrace the art of divination, a practice used to seek guidance from the divine and part of a witch's toolkit for centuries. It is a beautiful practice that can help you see beyond what is immediately in front of you. It can show you hidden dangers and gifts, provide new ideas, and shut down old ones. Divination is a way to seek the advice of the powers that be while also showing hidden dangers and truths. If you have pulled divination, you are being asked to explore your ability to receive guidance from the earth and the divine. Now it is time to go deeper into your practice, and you must learn to trust in your own ability to feel your way into messages as well as your ability to interpret them. This card means there is a need to take more time to reflect. It can be easy to get lost in the day-to-day without taking time to process everything you've been through. Something as simple as pulling a single card every day, either in the morning or evening, can help you make some of the sense of the events around you. It can help you to see things that you overlooked or consider something that you would never have otherwise. So Divine Masculine, there is a High Priestess energy with this coming in for me. This needing to go within and follow that inner guidance, trusting in your own ability to feel your way into messages, not needing the feminine to do this work for you. I'm seeing the masculine relying on the feminine to do the divination. For my twin, this is literally me, right? Instead of doing that work himself, coming and sitting here and watching, and I'm doing the legwork, and then there's no continuation because he can't trust himself. He's only trusting the messages he's receiving from the feminine, and he has to trust the messages from the feminine within self, not the external feminine. Even if I am connected to spirit, it's not the same as really doing your own divination. Wow. I have been using this every day. The Tantra of 639 Hertz is coming out for the Divine Masculine Healing card today. I'm going to read this one. This is number 18. Be open to that which seems unfamiliar or different. You will experience a breakthrough as you embrace an unusual approach. You are on a soul path of accelerated spiritual growth, which is swifter but not always easier. You do not have to contrive your own happiness, but you can dip into the bliss within your body to lighten your mental state and remind yourself everything is working out beautifully. If you've been working through relationship issues, this oracle brings good news for healing and resolution. This oracle brings reassurance. The highest divine outcome is already being woven through your soul and into your experience. Things may not go to plan, but they are still going to work out. You might want to listen to that frequency, Divine Masculine, the 639 frequency. That is the love frequency. And your theme for this week, very interesting, it is art. And we see these two sides of self working together to create something, right? And there's bravery and freedom in this creation of this love. We've got that cup of love, beautiful energy for the masculine. So retreat, reflect, rest, breathe, know everything is going to work out okay. Focus on your art, creating something, the art of love, the art of this relationship, or creating something for your feminine, if that is what you are doing right now. Focus on the artwork that you are making for the world. All right, we are at that time to close with these sacred union cards between the two twins. Thank you for coming today. Please go to pearlsprayers.com and click on Tuned in Tarot, where you will see all of the readings that you could book, personal readings you could book there. There's going to be a new members only part of the site coming soon. You'll be able to log in on the members only part. There'll be message boards so that you can talk to each other if you want to, or ask open questions so that I can answer them for the collective. And there will be exclusive videos there from starting. It'll be probably in a few weeks, but the Tell Me Everything spreads will now be only on the private part of the website. All the details of that are unfolding, so stay tuned for that. But it's going to be fun and a way for me to eliminate the part of this part of the reading, which is please go click on support. Go click on the support button and send me whatever gratuity you feel comfortable with for these readings. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you for doing that. You can also send me a deck if you would like, but I do need ongoing, consistent support. This is my job, and I'm with you every morning for 1.5 to 2 hours. So I definitely do need to have some remuneration from that, from the universe. So please be a part of supporting me. I do appreciate that. And if you are, if finances are an obstacle for you, and that's one of the reasons why you come to my readings, I see you. That's why I keep them completely free. So do all the things that will help support me, like subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your mom, go listen to my music on all of the platforms, stream it, please. Pearl in the Prayers, it's me, babe. You will love it. Okay, all done talking about that. Let us completely close out the reading now. Here is what the twins need to release in order to come together. My ego is so fucking annoyed right now. This is the single and fabulous energy, the 9 of coins. This is having other partners, being open to other options. In order to come together, the twins need to release this single energy. They need to want to come into a union together. And the way to do that is this 10 of Pentacles energy. This is what will help release this tendency towards. This is also about not rewarding the self. This is about it's about not having other individuals, but it's also about not rewarding the self, not ever giving yourself your reward. And what will heal this is the material manifestation of what you desire. Now you have to know what this constitutes. Right now, I don't know, because my twin has never communicated with me. Ever. That might sound crazy to you, but we've had one conversation in 13 years. Verbal. Like, we've had all this writing back and forth. We've had like songs and music, but no communication. So how could I build a 10 of Pentacles with no idea of what a material reality would look like with this person? I have to know what this would constitute, which means we have to communicate about what we want and what we desire. The only way that I would release my single energy is if I had a really strong sense of what this would look like collaboratively, not just the hinted version that I've received over the last 13 years, but the actual reality, right? Clarity. You're killing me. You're killing me. Right now. Okay. I am so happy that this card came out, not for myself, but for all of the people who watch, who don't believe me when I tell you that your person is not engaging in sexual energy outside of this union. You got the monk and nun cards today, the both of you. So there's no hanky-panky happening, okay? If you know for a fact the person you're focused on is having some hanky-panky, I love that word. Actually, I feel like I want to get another dog and name it Hanky-Panky. Anyway, or two dogs, Hanky and Panky, right? Okay. Meanwhile, every husky owner goes from 1 to like 7 huskies, I noticed. Just goes full on pack mentality. You're not engaging. If you know for certain that your person is engaging in another relationship, and I mean for certain, I don't mean you're like, oh, I know, or, whatever. Like, let's say you saw video footage, or like, there are ways you can know for certain. That means your person's not your twin, because the twin is not getting any action. No action. So there's that. But that's why I'm annoyed this card is out, because I'm like, bitch, I don't want to be a nun anymore, okay? Selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. The thing is, you both have this beautiful energy. You are devoted to the sacred union. And the sacred union is with spirit, and you've learned that. And you're devoted to maintaining that sacred union, which is why I won't let my ego pull me back towards the person I believe to be my twin. Because I feel sacred union when I'm in alignment with my good feelings. And going back to that energy without reciprocity is breaking my commitments to myself. I'm keeping my vows to myself. We got Christ and God today, and this says love. And this is a beautiful energy to close with for the twins, to have this selfless devotion, single-minded dedication to spirit, and God present within the union is incredible. Adjustments are required. I don't know. Usually I feel like that would be an emphasis, but I actually feel like there's this moment right now where things are going exactly as they're meant to, and there's not really a need to adjust. Like, just keep going in that Knight of Pentacles energy, and just keep working on your art for the masculine and creating this that you're desiring. And things are going to plan. Priestess in reverse. How are you being called to step up and lead? This is something that you both need to contemplate. How are you being called to step up? Go and really think about that and start to make a plan for how you will do what you're being called to do. Hawk spirit is coming out. Let spirit be your guide. This is a crazy reading today. It's interesting. There was a lot of union, and there's so much like, how do I want to say that? Consistency, I guess, through the messages. This is 32. Are you noticing red flags, perhaps saying to yourself, oh, what pretty flags, and giving them no more thought? Hawk Spirit has arrived to tell you to stop and listen to the messages from Spirit. Take the time to observe the patterns you are seeing and do not dismiss your intuition, even if the messages you receive are not supported by evidence in the physical world. If it feels illogical to listen right now, listen anyway. Sometimes you might want certain signs and messages to mean what you want them to mean, interpreting them through lens of wishful thinking, a projection of your desire to see things a certain way. Of course, when you do that, you rarely find yourself where you want to be. Take heart. Spirit loves you so much and does not want you to get hurt, but to align with Spirit's plan for your highest good. Listen and follow the signs and check your motives when you are being selective with your hearing. All right, point taken. You are getting right now protection. This is my house, stained by the very blood flowing through its walls, covered in a veil of delicious prayers, yet deadly to those who dare lift its hidden. These cards are so, I love the artwork on them. 29. Many of us have had to search out our own safety since beginning our journeys as spiritual healers, students, and teachers. We faced criticism for being witches, faced jealousy for being true to our paths, and had to withstand attacks from our own egos. But we rise and keep going with fearless determination. We know we have our spiritual team, our ancestors, guides, and angels to support us and keep us from harm. You are always protected, my dearest witch, no matter how scary the world may seem or how many things go bump in the dark night of your soul. Within you is a space that cannot be harmed, penetrated, or shaken. Here you can retreat to heal and find comfort. You need only step through the veil into the arms of those who love and care for you. If you've drawn protection, know that all is well and you are safe. Your spiritual support team will protect you from harm. You are protected from hexes, evil eyes, danger, psychic attacks. You are even protected from the dangers of your earth-based ego. Know that you can handle anything. When you are feeling unsafe, speak to the powers that be. Ask them to guide you where you do not have eyes and to keep you safe when you are in harm's way. They are always walking with you and are ready to provide you with additional support whenever you feel you need to ask. It's good energy for the union. So believe that that this union is completely protected, that if you choose to explore new ideas, new energy, new relationships, the core of this union is always, always protected in spirit. I'm looking in the wrong book. Always I do that. All right, so the next card we're going to see is the White Light Oracle's Salve Polluti, or 741 hertz. This is for the whole union. 19. What time is it? I actually might do the healing process for this card, since I didn't go too far over today. Okay, sorry, there we go. Yes, I'm going to go ahead and do the healing. So before we do that, I will close with the theme of this week for the twins. And also I'm going to just go grab over here the correct hertz. So the theme for in closing for this week that you will carry with you is the Ace of Cups. This is about self-love, and it is also about new love. So if you are rekindling love for the twin, It's about the new feelings of love you're feeling for them. If you're experiencing a new energy, soulmate energy, something like that, it is about that new love that you're experiencing there for that individual. But all of that love comes from the divine. And you have to continue to maintain that awareness that you've learned through your twin journey, that you share from the overflow of the cup. You do not tip the cup and empty it into someone's empty cup. If there is a new energy coming towards you, it should be fully reflective of you, and you should feel that it is sharing from its overflow, not that it is giving more than you could possibly give or anything, but just a really nice, even-keeled feeling. And it takes time to get there, so allow that time, okay? So I will go ahead now and choose one of these. Let me see. I'll choose this one. All right, so we're going to listen to the 741 hertz as I read you the full description of this Salve Polluti card. This deck is gorgeous, is it not? It has the Fibonacci spirals and everything throughout. It's just a gorgeous deck. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the healing process. Now, I always do healing processes now at the end of the pre-recorded readings that you can book at pearlsprayers.com. So if you're interested in booking a reading, I will always end it with a meditation for you to do a healing process just like this one. Go to pearlsprayers.com, click on Tune In Tarot, and check out all the options for booking there. And I will see you tomorrow with Grace Strega at noon. We're going to do it tomorrow instead of Sunday. So around 11:30 on TikTok and noon on Instagram, we will be doing live reads with personal card pulls. And then on Sunday, I will most likely be doing the Tell Me Everything spread that I would normally do on Saturday. So I will see you Sunday for that. All right, everybody. Here's your healing card and your healing process. I will simply turn the video off at the end. There is a prayer that I will say, and after that prayer, I will just turn the video off. So thanks again for being here, and I will see you tomorrow. Tune into your heart, and you will be able to find your way through any negative or toxic situation. Engage in self-healing and space clearing. Commit to regular practices that help you connect to your inner light. Your light shall not be overcome by any darkness or negativity. Take time to clean your heart and mind of negativity by focusing on the divine beings that bring joy to your heart. It is appropriate for you to desire your own personal and sacred space and access it daily. We live in an age of heightened environmental, emotional, and spiritual pollution. During such a world age, it takes more work to experience clarity, purity, and originality. Often the bulk of our challenge is simply warding off further negative influences and attempting to dislodge the toxins permeating our energy field, psychologically, physically, and emotionally. The onslaught continues with chemical toxins in foods, polluted oceans which contaminate sea life, and the bombardment of electromagnetic radiation. When technological development lacks commensurate wisdom, such is the current case. Progress contains a shadow side of harm to our planet and her creatures, including us humans. Higher beings are lovingly and faithfully working to assist souls in their transition from fear to a love-based inner orientation, and to become strong enough to ward off further negative influences and reverse the toxic culture within themselves and our world. A shift is available for hearts willing to exchange the constant battle with relentless negativity for being a source of light, love, and peaceful abiding on this planet. When these hearts reside in an inner place of purity, they are able to bring unconditional love and spacious primordial wisdom into our world for the spiritual benefit of all beings. With their positive enthusiasm for the healing for all beings, they can do much good in the world. To be around such hearts instills peace and relaxation, hopefulness and vitality within the soul. The frequency of 741 hertz cleans things up. Solve polluti is a Latin expression which means to clear pollutants and toxins. This frequency focuses on clearing, freeing the hold of negativity, and allowing the natural way of bright, beautiful manifestation to unfold. This frequency works to clear infections and electromagnetic radiation from the body. It also attunes one to the harmonics of the quantum field, the reorganizing principle of the higher self, which knows what you are and how to dislodge and disengage from that which is inauthentic and obstructive to your radiant being. When this oracle appears in a reading, it is a call to clear yourself and your space in ways that feel affirming, inspiring, and beautiful for you. Trust that no matter how much gunk the ego-driven actions of humans might generate, it is no match for the power of spirit at play in willing human hearts. May all such hearts join with spirit and with each other to clear and bless all creatures for the greatest good. Okay, so I'm going to begin the healing process. Bring your awareness into the present moment as you ground yourself by feeling your feet connecting to the earth. Let there be a feeling of pleasant heaviness as your feet pull the energy down from your heart and toward the earth. It is as if the feet can discharge unwanted energies which the Earth Mother, with her alchemical skill of transmutation, can utilize as fertilizer for new life. Place a hand over your heart. Feel your connection with yourself, with the light within, with the spiritual vastness that is the light within your heart. See, imagine, feel, or intend that the heart connection to the spiritual light is becoming stronger and more powerful as you gently tune into your awareness to it. If you can relax and allow it, that intelligent inner light will begin to clear, cleanse, heal, renew, and protect you from within your cells. It will move out into all aspects of your life. You may feel this at a subtle level, but even if you feel nothing, you can trust it is happening anyway. You can further empower your process with this prayer. I call upon the pure white light for cleansing, realignment, renewal, and protection now. May I be protected from all negativities, purged from all malignant energies, and held in the sanctity of the light in all dimensions of my being. I shed and release that which obstructs my luminous and true nature. Through divine mercy and grace, for the spiritual benefit of all beings, so be it. When you are ready, ground yourself and hydrate well. You have completed your healing process.